Okay, so a little bit of an unconventional added day to the training. There should be some footage before this of previous days. The only day that wasn't recorded was I started my week on Sunday doing like a push day with my wife. So instead of, one second, instead of doing like the traditional, what the program's kind of been calling for, which has been horizontal press with a horizontal row. So for me, my goal is the cambered bar, as discussed in the intro. Cambered bar bench press with a specific weight goal. Ultimately, I don't know that my specific numbers for each are going to stay the same. I've been feeling really good with my squats. My ATG deadlifts have been they felt really good the first and second weeks. I did the ATG deadlift workout on Monday this week. Didn't love it, didn't feel great. I think I just need to spend a little more time working on my hip mobility, things like that. So for my push day the other day, went a little bit more bodybuilding-ish, I guess, but did barbell flat bench 4x4 instead of cambered bar, but did end up working up to 245. Then went into dumbbell shoulder press instead of like the program I'm actually following calls for the neck press, which would be barbell behind the head from the shoulders overhead. But some recent PRs would be 75-pound dumbbells for 4 sets of 8. I always start at a moderate and increase, so I went 60, 65, 70, 75. Then we did some machine flies, dips, did body weight, and then finished up with external rotations and the cable French press. So external rotations are part of the protocol right now. The French press is just an added if I decide I'm doing arms. So then what I did for my deadlift day, I just made it a pull day. I did my warm-up with the ATG split squats. I'm still elevating on a 4-inch box to try and really lock in that form. For me, the biggest thing is my hips, just trying to stay consistent with that back leg straight. Then I went into my ATG deadlifts. Again, the hips were feeling tight, so I just didn't feel comfortable in that low position. I felt pretty strong, but I just didn't feel comfortable unless I was on the floor in a snatch grip, which is perfectly fine as well. Then I went into my weighted pull-ups, worked up to additional 35 pounds. Again, this week's a 4x4 type week, so final set was a 35-pound added weight, 4 reps. Pretty strict, I would say. Full hang, dead hang, getting the chin to the bar. So then I did powell raises with face pulls and finished up with single leg calf raises and the tib bar raises. And what I might do instead of transitioning into the 3x3, getting into the 2-rep, 1-rep weeks, I might kind of circle back, do a whole extra week of 4, jump back up to 5, and then jump back up to 6, and then come back down again. And maybe even do like a 4 to 6 week, a 3 to 5 week, and then hit those like 1 to 2 rep range, do a week like that. So the plan for today, I'm going to go back to the deadlift, but I'm going to go trap bar with heel elevation. So it's just a different type of ATG deadlift because the goal with ATG is a full range type training. I'm gonna obviously do my split squats before that. I'm gonna actually do Nordics today because I've really been wanting to get back into those. But the first thing I'm gonna do is something that I started probably a little over a year ago, or maybe a year ago exactly. I'm gonna do a single leg RDL with band distraction. So band up in here, band will go around this inside leg, and then we're RDLing down just to get those glutes to turn on a little bit extra, training the adductors through hip extension. I've found that that kind of helps with the low back issues a little bit. I definitely need to get back into some QL stuff, whether it's just standing side bends, seated side bends, whatever it may be. I know I need to be doing that because these QLs, for anybody with low back pain, hip issues, if those QLs are acting up, those hips are gonna not cooperate properly, and it's gonna compromise a lot of that low back. So we're gonna just get ready and get into it. I know this was a little bit dragged out, but just wanted to give the progress update and talk about what's going on today and where I've been this week. So, all right. Me. Way back. All right, fam, here it is. Cool little attachment there. Going inside leg. I like to go just below the knee. A lot of people will go above the knee. It doesn't really matter. This is where I find my comfort here. Hinging back. 8 reps. Hit this other side. I'm always a little more stable on my right leg for some reason. My range feels better. The just ability in my hip feels much better. Six, I might be off count. Tried to get into this chat the other day about ability and demand. So while I grab my next weight, maybe get set up for my split squats. The easiest idea with looking at ability and demand is, I think, through, say, like, if we look at your bench pressing, dumbbell pressing, overhead pressing of any kind, any sort of pressing motion, a lot of what we're seeing is especially the younger kids, they just like to go in there and, you know, grab ego weights and punch it out, you know, boom, partial reps, all this stuff. That's showing me that, especially when they're struggling on rep 1 through whatever they do, that they're putting more demand on themselves than what they're actually able to handle. So the shoulder's just easy because you can throw in just things to increase that ability of the shoulder, so that way you can put more demand on the shoulder or achieve the demand that you're looking to achieve. Would be things like external rotations, face pulls, a face pull with an external rotation, the Powell raises. If you're familiar with ATG, you know the Powell raise. Trap 3. What else did I have in there? I think those were like the 3 main ones: the external rotation, the Powell raise, and the face pull. Just getting all that musculature around the scapula, the rotator cuff muscles strong, and again, able to take on that demand that you want to go after. So just a little whatever, nothing crazy. I gotta follow my own rules because some days my low back ability is not able to handle the demand that I want to put on my body, my hips, and my low back. So this is a good one for me. Crazy enough, this thing turns on that glute more than anything. The only thing that I've felt turn my glutes on the same way is a much heavier single leg deficit RDL. So standing on something, going like hand as low as the ankle with the weight going well past the foot or the base of support. Four. Lock in and pull. Good. Hey. Almost fell. All right. So today I am going trap bar. Gonna elevate the heels. Try to get super low. A lot of knee flexion. Just keeping that torso in line the entire duration of the movement. So I got another set here real quick. Not real quick, but out of tuning. and dreams. Life in the team. To find my back home. This time. Way back home on this after all this, 'cause you love me. All right, so we're gonna go split squats next. Starting to get warm. Lit the way. Yeah. And then I to stay. 40s. So the reason I elevate the front foot is because I feel like I can't get the position of my body that I want to be in with the split squat without having this front foot elevated, keeping this leg long in the back and closing off the knee, unless I have that. Each side feels different also, like I said, just like with the RDL. Not both my hips are the same for some reason. Things aren't cooperating equally back there. Oh. It is what it is. Keep working, right? Protocol with the programming is 3x3, 3 sets of 3 reps per leg on this. So I've kind of wanted to change that up a little bit just because other standards inside the app that call for some heavier weights with split squats are around the 8 rep range. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I wanna go 3 sets of 8 per leg. So I probably won't be going as heavy as I've been. I may even grab my wedge, because that was something that they allow, is the front heel elevation to help get maximal knee flexion. But we'll see how I feel after set 1. I'm trying to get 8. I had to stay. So normally going 3 sets of 3 reps, I can just pop right into the next side, but as a lot of folks know, going legs is somewhat cardiovascular. Oh boy. losing my mind. I'm longing for heaven, 6, 5, barely alive. 3, set me free. Finally done. Fly me away. Fly me away. Doing 8 is probably not conducive in terms of strength if I'm about to go into some deadlifts, especially something like this. Pow. All right. Pause. All right. So time to do set 2. Jumping from 3 reps a week to 8 reps a week, even when my weight is half per hand, man, maybe it's just too early. Who knows? Used to starting with the right leg, so we'll see if that makes a difference. Sheesh. Gonna try it. Okay. So during that last break, I was thinking about volume and just in terms of volume, if I were to do, even with just 2 sets of 8, sheesh, per leg is almost twice the volume, 2 reps away per leg from twice the volume of a 3x3. So I'm gonna go 2 sets just for the purpose of smart training. Okay. All right, let's start setting this up. Sorry about the necklace on the mic. The mic's not as conducive when you don't have something good to clip it to. So since this is a 4x4 week, I'm gonna stick with those numbers. Haven't done this, so I'm gonna just see how it goes. If I ain't feeling it, it was just gonna be a bonus anyway. Oh man. I might go here. So last week I did the heel elevated, but with a barbell. Felt pretty good. Had one of my clients do this the other day. I wanted to try it, so that's what we're doing, right? Not terrible. A lot of quads. Holy smokes. Just because the weight is back more over my center of mass. That weight's pulling straight up through my hips versus being a little bit out in front like a deadlift would be. Holy smoked. And I got that joint low. Oh man, I don't know. I still want the deadlift to feel like posterior chain, so maybe I'll flip the bar. Oh, damn it. Higher handles. Just see. So annoying when I'm intentionally training lower body and going a little bit of a quicker pace, talking more. The yawning, it's insane and annoying. I just don't think that this is going to do the trick. We'll see. Just do another set of 4. Warm up, right? I'm just not low like I kind of wanted to be. Less quads, more glutes, I think. Obviously, because my butt's higher. Less knee flexion. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just try a few sets, see. Just annoys me a little bit, you know. I think the trap bar is a little heavier anyway, so what would we do? It's not quite, it's 55. So instead of it being 135, the start with those plates will be 145, right? Add 50, 195. That part's easy. And we'll see from there what's what. Change my song. Coffee, man. I know it's gonna change the game. All right. Yeah, I swear. No, just like. Did I do 4? Oh my goodness. Like that. Like that. Tripping today, man. Feels pretty good. Yeah. So I'm getting gone. And still, Lord knows that I won't, so she left. As I stayed, paid and I paid and I paid. Yeah. Clear. Blur hearts in the dirt where it hurts. What do I do now, bud? Pull the 25s and just throw 35s on? What y'all think? Living it by myself. In the morning. Okay, so only problem is we got these plates that are too big. So hopefully my clips will help a little bit. Panel it down. I should have just used True Speed plates. How could a country boy not been hooked on her ever since? What it is. Almost seems like I got this side on better. Shoes just miss. Woo! Higher than the tips at the top of the pine, just get you losing your mind. All right, let's do it before he walks in here. Top of the pine. Get you losing your mind. It's from